Welcome to Card Corner. These are the cards, that's the corner. Today we're continuing to look through this Kleenex box full of goodies that Milo over the Trading Cards channel gave to me when we went to the Toronto Sports Card Convention together. He mentioned to me that he was often getting rid of cards just because he had so many, and I said, hey, why don't you get rid of them into my collection? So that's what this is. We picked through some of this treasure before, and let's see what else we get. First off, I like the look of this. It's a card from The Tick. The Tick was definitely a show that I liked when I was a kid, watching it on Fox Kids. Here's the crab things. The Tick prepares to shove American Maid's crab puffs down an ungrateful evildoer's throat. Don't try this at home, though. Gentle card reader, when confronted by evil, simply suggest the ne'er-do-well try the new unnatural-looking food products. Should he decline, storm off in a hissy tantrum. Episode 102, Season 1. The Tick is one happening guy. He sure is. I like to get cards from characters that are more like off the beaten path as compared to like, Batman or Superman, although I like getting those guys too. All right, let's pull out a big stack. Oh, and it looks like Milo knows that we like to collect the J's, so here is a Manoa card. He's got his name there on his arm. I feel like I've seen this one before. I think it's funny how they've got the stats all like long printed with the words of the numbers. Good card for Jay's collection. And here we get Riley Green on the Tigers. Here's a card from Maverick. Oh, it's the checklist. I wonder which card this is supposed to be. But I've never seen Maverick the movie, but I like these cards that are like portraits of guys. Although, unfortunately, this one does not have a nice border with his name on it. All right, I think this is some more Stranger Things. It's No More Lies. I never saw season 4. While visiting Billy's grave, Steve starts to realize things are taking too long, which is when he finds Max under Vecna's curse. In the Upside Down, she suffers hallucinations of her stepbrother, who insists a part of her actually wanted him to die. I did think Stranger Things was pretty good for at least the first couple seasons, but I think that the selling point was kind of about like, whoa, it's this like late 70s sort of vibe, and to me that was the least appealing part, little on the nose. We call him Vecna. Like they were definitely pulling from things that were like famous from that era in retrospect, but not really like super common at the time. Like everyone knows Dungeons and Dragons now, but I don't think people in the 70s like some people were, but like everyone didn't know Dungeons and Dragons back then for sure. It was kind of like a weird niche thing. As Max comes face to face with Vecna in the Upside Down, Jason finds her and Lucas, convinced his basketball teammate is one of the people responsible for Chrissy's death. While Jason holds him at gunpoint, Lucas begs him to believe that Vecna is the real culprit. See, I do not remember any of these plot points. These cards are very dark. I'll like lighten it up a bit. All right, here is Dansby Swanson on the Cubs. Some more baseball. Looks like a big chunk of sports here. Matt McClain on the Reds. He's got a trophy there. All-Star rookie. Wonder how his career panned out. Thomas Tatar on the New Jersey Devils. Not familiar with this jersey. Usually they got red jerseys. I didn't know they had black ones. Here's a marquee rookie of Adam Ginning, or Ginning, not sure. And here we get Dylan Cousins from the Buffalo Sabres, I believe. These ones are from 23-24. And we get some American League leaders with Bo Bichette over here. That counts as a Blue Jay, right? And here is Isaiah Kinner-Falefa. The embodiment of versatility, Kinner-Falefa was used primarily as a catcher in 2019. Then he moved to third base and won a Rawlings Gold Glove Award in 2020. Then he shifted to shortstop and spun nearly 100 double plays in 2021. No matter where the do-it-all defender winds up next, he is sure to be a phenomenal fit. I don't know too much about baseball, but the sport, I know hockey quite a bit more, like, because I actually played it, although I don't really know the modern hockey players. But I guess that's not really a common thing in hockey. I'm not sure about baseball, but usually people specialize on a position. All right, here we get, it's in a sleeve for some reason. It's Justin Verlander and Max Scherzer, 1-2 punch. I guess it's because there's two of them. Cool insert there. Two of the most dominant and competitive pitchers of their generation, Justin and Max, teamed up in the Tigers rotation for 2010 to 2014. Scherzer led the AL wins in each of his final two seasons with Detroit, claiming the 2013 AL Cy Young Award. Verlander snagged that prize in 2011 with a 24-5 campaign. Guess that's pretty good. All right, here is William Contreras on the Brewers. We also get Kyle Finnegan on the Nationals. Kenley Jansen on the Red Sox. Emmanuel Valdez on the Red Sox. Salvador Perez on the Royals. Giving it his all. Here is Christian Yelich. Looks like he just hit a ball there. It's Randy Arozarena on the Rays. Looks like maybe he just slid in and now he's waiting for the next play. I kind of like it when they do more unusual shots. Like this one is not really a typical baseball sort of look. Oh, here's Biff Out of Control. I'm not even sure what set this is. It looks like he's surfing in space there. Got some cool trunks, radio, and Mai Tai or something. And he's hanging loose. What is this? Oh, Troll Force. Radical wave, dude, comes the cry of Biff Out of Control as he coasts to shore on his solar-powered surfboard. After each ride, Biff strolls out of the water towards Buffy Tanalot, carefully situating his surfboard so his biceps flex just so. Buffy probably wouldn't enjoy the attention nearly so much if she knew that Biff was actually trying to catch sight of his reflection in Buffy's mirror-like lounge chair to see if his hair is still in place. He has a good rating of 1 star. I don't know if that's good or not. Interesting. All right, we get some more Troll Force. It is Stretch. Looks like he's playing basketball or something. Everyone looks up to Stretch. They have to. At 2'7". He's the tallest troll on the planet. He's also the leading scorer for the Terrible Trolls intergalactic basketball team and 2-time dunk and dribble champion in the Stellar Division. But lately, he's let the fame go to his head ever since he signed that exclusive trading card contract with Planetoid Card Company. Now he insists on having his own personal hairstylist and toenail trimmer wherever he goes. I wonder if this is... I don't know much about Troll Force. I do have a couple of packs in the boxes over here. But I'm not sure if it's for a comic called Troll Force. Or if it's just a bunch of characters they made up to make trading cards of. But here is a gust of hot air. Gust of, get it? Gust of hot air is quite a powerful speaker, but it's not so much what he says that counts, it's the force behind the words. When this pompous politician opens his huge mouth to speak, the town's trolls hold on for dear life. With every sentence he utters, Gustav creates a gust of wind stronger than any tornado. Once, while enthusiastically delivering his campaign speech, he sent trolls tumbling through the streets and accidentally blew down City Hall. Gust of hot air. So I guess I like the layout of these cards and the overall like sort of style of them. They're very consistent. Like you can tell that they're all from the same set. I'm not sure about the subject matter though. For me, it would almost be better if they were like actual fantasy trolls. The sort of like space alien type thing is not for me. All right, here's a puzzle card. It looks like it's from Thunderbirds. Access to Thunderbird 3 is via the sofa in Jeff's office. When needed, the sofa descends into the floor and along a tunnel to where Thunderbird 3 is situated. Once the crew are on board, automated pre-flight checks are carried out. Once ready for launch, the 3 giant rockets come to life and propel the giant machine up through the silo and through the center of the round house. As it reaches maximum speed, Thunderbird 3 leaves the Earth's atmosphere heading into space. I guess it's a puzzle card. It's kind of weird that it's usually the puzzle cards don't really have individual backs. All right, it looks like we're back to some hockey. It's Tom Gilbert on the Minnesota Wild. They were not a team when I was paying attention to hockey. Mika Kiprusov from the Flames. I always liked to get the goalie cards when I was a kid for some reason. Oh, it looks like this is a sticker. 2012 here. I actually kind of like the layout of this one. I think it's pretty sharp. And we're back to these. What is the set? The Topps 2024 with Miguel Cabrera. And we get the American League Detroit Tigers. Looks like something good just happened. Here is Lane Thomas on the Nationals. Running into base. Oh, and it's some Pepsi. Here we got a gentleman pouring his lady a Pepsi. Well, the Army hasn't changed you any. I guess he liked Pepsi before. This ad reflects the policy of the Pepsi-Cola company to match the content of the ad to the readership of the magazine. Subtly suggestive ads like this one were published in the magazines such as Esquire and the New Yorker. I have a couple of these packs too. I think these old ads, I really get a kick out of seeing them. The like hand-drawn ads that they used to do in the 50s and 60s. And before, obviously. Certified quality. It is a lady drinking a Pepsi. Inflation hits. The end of the 1940s brought an end to government price controls and an increase in inflation. Pepsi could no longer sell its 12 ounces for 5 cents. In this 1947 ad, Pepsi had begun to shift their image emphasis from low price to quality. It's kind of applicable to modern times. Although everything is expensive and not great quality. All right, here is another ad. This one looks really old. Advertisements at the turn of the century were often works of art. Artists, rather than advertising agencies, were the designers of signs and print ads. The original portrait of this Pepsi model hangs in the lobby of the Pepsi-Cola plant in New Bern, North Carolina. Yeah, that's looks like it's like a painting. All right, and once again, we're back to baseball. It is shortstop Carlos Carrera on the Astros. I really like this design. What set is this? 2021 Topps. Pretty cool. It's got a nice retro look. Astros, it's second baseman Jose Altuve running into base. It is award winner from the Rockies pitcher Daniel Bayard. Trying real hard. Comeback Player of the Year award winner. Here's pitcher Yu Darvish trying real hard. Here is Indians Franmil Rays. I think they are now the Guardians. 2021. So this would have been it's a COVID baseball card. All right, here is a Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band. I don't think we've opened any of these packs yet. It is Leaving Heartland, and on the back there's no information. It is a puzzle. I don't know who that is. I don't know whose back of that head is. All right, and here is Archie Bradley on the Phillies. Once again, trying real hard. I think that he's got a pretty nice beard there. Here is Marquee Legends Claude Lemieux. I remember him from when I paid attention to hockey. Yeah, back in like the late 90s was... So I played hockey from when I was 10, which would have been in 1996, to when I was 15, which would have been 2001 or so. I played right wing, but Claude Lemieux I definitely remember. All right, here is Toronto Blue Jays. It's Gosuke Kato. Gosuke? I think that's how you say it. A rookie card. One for the Jays. All right, and here's a Savage Dragon puzzle piece. Eric says that with Image, we're going back to drawing characters we know how to draw, and we can draw whatever we want. And I'm going to be gearing my guy to my strengths and what I do well. My main concern is to make Savage Dragon a great comic. If people like my work, if they like what I do, then I'd expect them to read Savage Dragon. I did read a couple of those ones. I remember it was one of the few comics that seemed like it like almost never restarted. Because when I guess it was maybe like 4 years ago, where I was like trying to find something to do. Decided I would try like reading a comic before bed. Got some old Batman ones and stuff, but a lot of the newer ones seemed like they were like a pretty short run. Like they do like up to like 40 or whatever, and then they'd like restart. But Savage Dragon was on like 300, so I feel like it's probably like been going like constantly, which is kind of cool. But the characters are all like from Savage Dragon, and there's no like I don't remember there being like an Image Image universe that was sort of like equivalent to DC or Marvel, which is kind of unfortunate. That's part of the appeal to those comics to me. A nurse at the hospital where the dragon is staying to recuperate is the first to call him Dragon, saying his green skin and fin on his head can make for a perfect name for him, and the dragon likes it. Nurse card. All right, here is the Savage Dragon taking an intense phone call while sitting on the toilet. Megaton. One of the dragon's earliest appearances was on the last page of Vanguard's story in issue 2 of Megaton Comics. I guess that disproves what I just said about there not being like an Image extended universe. Savage Dragon also appeared on the cover and in the lead story of the 3rd and 4th issues. Note, Eric describes an early version of Savage Dragon as a cross between Batman, Speed Racer, and Captain Marvel. Huh. I wonder what the defining features or like the distinctive features of Captain Marvel back in the day were. All right, here is more Savage Dragon. Looks like he's rounding up some bad guys. Got his half of his uniform ripped off there. It's my job. As the dragon hauls the defeated Cutthroat and Glowbug away from the bank to the authorities, Cutthroat vows revenge will be his. Note, the dragon is usually notified of situations as they're happening, giving him just enough time to come in and fix things with his brute strength. He's not a detective, says Eric Larson. He's a bright guy, but he won't be going out to measure how deep the footprints are. So I guess he's not that much like Batman. Did that one say Batman? Yeah, I guess he's not a detective, so I don't know why he's a cross between Batman. All right, here he is lying in a field of fire. In the beginning, the dragon was mysteriously found unconscious in the midst of a burning field and taken to the local hospital. He is listed in good condition, but he has no memory of who he is or what happened to him. Note, Eric said he doesn't know if he's the victim of some radiation accident or what. He has no idea where he came from, so he will be much different from any other character I've done. Some more Savage Dragon. Not sure if this is supposed to be a puzzle piece or not, or just like super zoomed in. Debbie Harris introduces herself to the dragon outside of his doorway and questions whether or not he is a young blood. The dragon tells her he is not, but before their conversation can go further, Dragon's beeper goes off and he rushes away. Note, according to Eric Larson, a girl named Debbie, who lives down the hall from the dragon, comes into his life early in the series and ends up sweet on the big lug. She is into it. Right, I see a couple more Savage Dragon cards. I'll do another stack and then probably call it quits for the day. Here's a cool mummy looking guy. Spun with a flip of one of its wrists, the arachnid shoots a mass webbing in an attempt to capture the dragon. Note, Eric Larson decided early in his career not to pilfer artwork from other illustrators. There are guys who are just swipe artists, Eric explained. You look at a page and say, yeah, I remember that panel. I feel like that would be very frowned upon today. I've seen on Twitter like artists accusing other artists of just copying panels off of people. But I guess back in the day, like without Twitter, it's hard to catch people or hard to tell on people, so to speak. All right, here is the Royals W. Merrifield. What's that on his hand? Weird glove. So for like sliding or just a style thing. Merrifield heads into Merrifield heads into 2021 with the longest active streak of games played at 307. The speedster has played 98.8% of all possible innings in that span. That is a lot. I like this look, like this sort of old look, but I feel like it's kind of like a disconnect because it seems like they got this filter that is like sort of like a high dynamic range look that I associate more with like modern Photoshop as opposed to these old baseball cards. All right, I'm gonna show you guys the rest of the baseball cards, and then we can finish with some non-sports. So here we've got Chris Neal from the Senators. Gonna pass there. I like their logo because it's a Roman centurion guy. Here is Matt Martin on the Islanders. Looks like he's trying real hard. And Alec Tanguay on the Calgary Flames. All All right, so here we got a couple of Thunderbirds cards. Never seen that movie, but I really remember the Marionettes Thunderbirds show. Got a very unique look, although they kind of creeped me out when I was younger. Piloted by Scott Tracy, Thunderbird 1 is International Rescue's high-speed reconnaissance rocket. Designed to reach disaster zones quickly, this awesome silver-gray spearhead craft is extremely maneuverable with top speeds exceeding 15,000 miles per hour. Wow, that would give you some G-forces, I think. There's some stats. So this is a card for the Thunderbird 1. Kind of cool. Oh, and here's Thunderbird 5. This was the one of the rare Thunderbirds. You mostly see Thunderbirds 1 to 4, I feel like. There was that rocket, and then there was, I think it was a spaceship, and then there was like this like big green sort of boat-ish ship, and then it would also like spit out a submarine. I think that was the fourth one. Vital to International Rescue's operations, Thunderbird 5 is a massive communications satellite in permanent geostationary orbit. The heart of the organization's communications network, it provides immediate data on all rescue situations. Manned by John Tracy in a perpetual state of high alert, Thunderbird 5 keeps constant vigil over Tracy Island and all 4 remaining Thunderbirds. Thunderbird 5 card. All right, next up we got a couple of Yu-Gi-Oh cards. They are in a language I cannot read, so I'm not going to read them. I think that the coolest one out of these 3, it's not the map with a magnet on it. It's not this. This kind of reminds me of that Pokemon Electrode or whatever you call it. And I think that this robot guy is the coolest out of the 3. All right, here is Master Bones. He's not going anywhere, loser. Master Bones, the Buffy card. Never played the dead collectible card game Buffy. Oh, it's a merch card for Sliders gear. Nice. I wonder if I can find the Sliders cap, Sliders mug, or Sliders tee. I'd rock that t-shirt. I'd probably wear the hat too, and I mean, I might as well drink out of the mug, just wearing all 3. Although back in, what year is this? 1997. It's pretty expensive for a t-shirt back then, I feel. All right, here is, looks like Jerry O'Connell. He's rigged up to some electrode things. Hygienically approved. Everyone on this world's extremely health conscious, and with good reason. Antibiotics were never invented, and any illness is a potential killer. A reward's been offered for Quinn's double, who, as patient 0, is the original carrier of the Q, a deadly epidemic affecting all but the rich. While Wade succumbs to the disease, Quinn is captured by the California Health Commission and subject to a battery of tests to determine why he's no longer ill. I remember this one. The thing that I remember most is that, like, it was either the professor or the jazz guy, the R&B guy, who was like, if you've never discovered penicillin, and then he like digs in the garbage to find something that he can derive penicillin out of, some like mold or whatever. One of the more distinct episodes that I remember for sure. Here's Jump Right In. It's the gang rescuing a guy, looks like. Quinn's double is floating face down in a pool when the Sliders arrive, and try as they might to revive him, they're far too late. His wife, a cold-hearted Wade, seems more upset by the inconvenience than by his death. She asks their help to put over the deal QR was working on before he died. But once Quinn agrees, she makes it perfectly clear that the professor and Rembrandt would hinder the plan. I really liked that show back in the day. It was probably one of my favorite shows. I just loved the like sort of imagination behind it. Here is they're gonna slide into another dimension. I think we might have opened or gotten this one in the previous video. Their timer needs a rest, but that's too bad because they just landed on a world swarming with killer wasps. They escaped to a world where tie-dyed hippies protest an unpopular war in Australia. But they become separated. Wade enlightens some flower children while Rembrandt finds his counterpart unhappily married to a high school sweetheart. Can Quinn and Arturo repair the timer to find their friends before the authorities do? I really liked John Rhys Davies back in the day. He was in Sliders, and then there was also this Sir Arthur Conan Doyle's Lost World movie that I remember. And I remember trying to find it back when like the internet, when I was like getting into downloading like movies on the internet, and I never have been able to rewatch it. I think that I wonder if that's something that I could find now, because that was quite a while ago. All right, here's the gang, locked and loaded. Nice. Well, that's a nice promo shot there. Rules of the game. The third season of Sliders opens with a story of courage and determination as our heroes land in a dimension where all spectator sports have been distilled into the game, a heavily armed war game where teams of contestants are pitted against electronically enhanced mechanical troops, dogs, and each other. The team lucky enough to reach the end will be $5 million richer, but for the losers, it means an early grave. So, I mean, it is a little derivative of like Running Man and Death Race 2000, but as a kid, like I'd never seen those movies, so pretty cool. All right, looks like one more baseball card slipped in there. It is Wilmer Flores blowing a bubble as he's running the base. It's kind of funny. And we get some Waterworld. It is the punchline. I don't know if he's telling a joke or if it is a literal line that it's referring to. As the Trimaran pulls itself across the lagoon, the battle continues to rage. One smoker on a jet ski speeds across the water and catches himself on the line. The smoker goes airborne and lands with a splat. Unfortunately for the atollers, there are plenty more where he came from. Some Waterworld. I liked that movie. It gets a bad rap, but I liked it when I saw it a couple times when I was younger, but it's been a while now. Small attack boats supplement the smoker's assault. These mobile platforms deliver more marauders to the walls of the atoll. As they attempt to scale the walls, the atollers use any creative means of defense. They drop live jellyfish onto the pirates or use water cannons to blast them off. Using live jellyfish as a weapon is pretty innovative, I have to say. Cool boat there. They got a nice finish, these cards, with the shiny border. And our last card for the day, it is Outnumbered. Buddy there is in trouble or something. Although the mariner fights valiantly, he is outnumbered by the atollers. There's only one thing left to do, and that's think fast on his feet and off. He lashes out, kicking and punching. The mariner manages to get free, but only for a moment. Pretty cool. All right. Let me know which cards you guys liked. Do you like the endless stream of baseball and hockey, or are you like me and you enjoyed this double? I also kind of like this Thunderbird 1 just because it's like a pretty good, it's not a character card, but it's kind of like a character card. Let's see, what else do we get? A lot of Savage Dragon. Some Beatles. I think this is our first Beatles card. Anyway, let me know in the comments which cards you enjoyed. Don't forget to subscribe if you want to see me open. I've still got a lot to go. This video is getting a little long though, so I'm going to end it here. Oh, let's do one more. I can see there's a Garbage Pail Kid here. It is Repaired Rex. I don't know how Rex fits into the card though. Upchuck. The permanent record, he vomited at a Texas-style barbecue, injured 20 people, killed 9, and 1 stuck pig. In 83, won big on Let's Make a Deal, left his lunch on MC's loafers, and in 85 opening day, New York Stadium threw up the first ball. His favorite movie is Heavin' Can Wait. His favorite TV show is Heave It to Beaver. His favorite food is none. It all comes up the same. His song, Second Time Around. He got barf illustrated, and his quote is blah. I guess that's him barfing. All right. I would like this video if I was watching it, so you should too. Anyway, this is Card Corner opening more from the Kleenex box. Take it easy.